Hello everyone, this is Cody Speaks Finance. No intro today, let's get right into it. So today I'll be going over how I made $26,000 in the past 2 years off the cannabis market. And no, this is not to brag, this is merely to provide you all with information that you can use in your investments. So it all began 3 years ago, early 2016. I was researching what the next big thing was going to be. This was after I comfortably placed myself in the cryptocurrency market. I basically was surfing Reddit, and Reddit a lot of times can be misleading and you can get misinformation on there. That's why you must do your due diligence on there. So what I saw was some guy saying that Canada is going to legalize cannabis and it's gonna be a big boom. So I basically just took that and ran with it. I did my due diligence and I rode this speculative wave and also this drop that came with the market with these short sellers. So that is where I got my initial hint from, was on Reddit. So don't doubt Reddit right away just because it's a peer-to-peer platform. There can be a lot of good information on there. After I did my research on the market and realized that I did want to invest in there, I had to basically decide on which company to invest in. So therefore, I did more of my due diligence on the market and I did a spreadsheet of all of the different companies that are going to be legalized. I looked at all of their websites. I looked at all of their investment plans and any money that they had or were providing to the public. Or I basically looked at all of their public forms and decided to enter a couple companies. Now I saved up over the past 5 to 6 years a decent amount of money, $10,000 to $15,000, that I just wanted to invest with because I knew that I wanted to beat interest rates and current banks aren't doing so. I know that the stock market can be risky, but at the same time, if the stock market drops significantly, it will rise again, so keep that in mind. What I did was I spread $15,000 across Abcam, Emerald Health, Aphria, Canopy Growth, Organigram, Aurora, and basically waited. So those were my initial investments. I put a good amount into Canopy and Aurora, and then lesser amounts in these other smaller companies. And basically I rode that wave before legalization. There's a lot of people entering the market, a lot of short sellers, and that's where I actually sold some of my positions and then re-entered in the big three, which was Aphria, Aurora, and Canopy Growth. And just a side note that I put on here, if you were monitoring the market, there were so many people that were saying that this is going to be just like Bitcoin. It was going to be just like cryptocurrency. They were seeing the surges in the market and they were saying that it was going to significantly drop. And there was a total campaign after the initial wave and rise in the stocks. There's a lot of articles and a lot of media trying to downplay this market, and I think that was the Fortune 5 and big companies trying to weed out a lot of investors to sell out of fear. And then they entered, and then you could see, if you monitor the market, like I monitored Aurora, once it hit $4.19, it slowly and slowly and slowly rose over the next 6 to 8 months. Now that could have been from the common consumer, but it was a consistent rise. So there's a lot of money being thrown at it for a longer amount of time, and that's how a lot of these multi-million-dollar funds and corporations enter markets. They enter it slowly. That's just a side note. When you are investing in anything in the market, you have to be confident in your investments. You have to do your own due diligence and essentially ride the wave and ride it out and be confident that you invested in these companies. Also, another note on my investments is I used to be like most investors where they say, don't put all of your eggs in one basket. I had all of my investments spread out, and until I read the book by Phil Town, I didn't really make that much money at all. And I'm telling you, the year after I read it, I changed my investment plan, I changed my portfolio, and that's how I made 26K. And I'm not gonna say that it was all up to him. I did a lot of my due diligence, I did a lot of research on the market, but that book benefited me a lot and helped me change my investment plan and learn a lot about the market and how it works. So I'll leave a link down below to his book if you guys are interested. Now let's recap this. This wasn't really to tell you when to sell or when to buy. It was merely just proof that if you do your due diligence, if you surf the web, if you find a hint across the big wide web and you do your due diligence on it and you research it and you find out that the investment is going to be worth it, then you can capitalize on it if you are in early enough, okay? So, just like I did 3 years ago, I'm looking to what the next investments are going to be now, and that's gonna be my next video. My next video is gonna be on what I think is gonna be the next surge and what I think is gonna be the next boom. Like always, everyone, I'm Cody Speaks. This is Cody Speaks Finance. Feed the bear, feed the bull, and good luck investing.